Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird, and welcome back to Seduce Me the Otome. Without any further ado, let's get right back to where we left off last time. What the fuck happened to me? I don't know. But anyways, I felt familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders, and I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently and healing. However, when I looked down at my body, I saw that I saw that my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing happened between me and Damien. I was just missing my ribbon. God damn it. It would all be perfect if I wasn't missing my ribbon. Everything is horrible because I lost my ribbon. Before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my Oh, never mind. All the world problems are solved. World hunger is not a problem anymore. We got our ribbon back. I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. I was tied around a small... I was tied. Whoa! Kinky! It was tied around a small pin in a nice bow with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it. Well, yeah, you have to open it to read it.
Thank you. I indulged myself, but I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Damien.
My heart! Damien, you son of a bitch! Got me all flustered. Why am I southern? I don't know. I stared the note. I stared the note. Fucking grammar, God. I stared at the note, letting a small smile grace my lips. He indulged himself as much as I did. I enjoyed it. It was cute, though, to imagine him thanking me for something we both did and enjoyed. Thank you for the sex! Come again! I brought the note to chest. I brought the note to my chest, letting the memories of our meeting flood my mind. I indulged myself too. Damien! I looked to the time out of curiosity. I looked to the time. What is with this grammar all of a sudden? I guess it would be correct, but it just sounds weird. I looked to the time. It sounds better to say I looked at the time. But whatever. I looked at the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Yikes. 4 hours of being knocked out. And I still feel tired. What the hell is with that? And I still feel tired. What the Okay, someone is just messing up here, apparently. Because apparently that stuff we did with Damien messed up the whole game. There you go. That's a theory. Messed up all the words. Messed up all the grammar. God damn it. It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. Whoa. The beasts continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Hey, stop training to defend your lives and make me some dinner. And make me some dinner. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the beasts to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. What is it with this surprisingly and unsurprisingly and surprisingly and surprisingly? Just pick different words, please. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly that next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked at my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After Karma? You're in this game? Karma! Crossover! I'm just kidding. Karma owed me some luck. After all I had gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. You're not the decider of you don't get to choose whether you have good luck or not. Don't jinx it, by the way. You're gonna jinx it if you keep saying, "Oh, I deserve some good luck." Pass it over. Just pass the plate. Give me all the... Why do I keep going southern? Give me all the karma you got. Yum, yum, yum. It's delicious. It's nutritious. And now I got food poisoning. And that's how that went. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Fun fact about me, guys, I actually leave my phone on silent mode. I don't know why, I just don't like it making noise. It's annoying. I just like it being quiet. And now I have to sneeze. Oh no. Fuck. Sorry if I killed anyone with that, but anyways. Huh? Who's texting me this early? Yo, mama.
Yo, Anderson, you're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on the bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
I could just walk or have the beasts drive me because they're my servants. Apparently. I wish it was my mom, though. That would have made my joke funnier. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet, and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. Oh. Just let the beast carry you to school. Just carry you to school. Best mode of transportation. Having incubi carry you to school. I checked the time. 6:30. I would have already left school by then. My school. I like being early. I don't know why. I just like being early because I feel bad when I'm late. Like really bad. Perfect! I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs toward the kitchen. As I entered the dining room, I saw a plate with eggs, toast, and bacon sitting on the table. A fresh, steaming cup of coffee sat next to the plate with the sugar and creamer on the side. I walked to the table and couldn't believe what I was seeing. Who made this? Who did this? Who did this? Did you do this? Bad! As I spoke aloud, a small red note caught my attention. Have a good day. Yours. My heart skipped a beat as I finished. I could tell it was from one of the beasts. Maybe it was from him? Oh wow, so vague. I smiled before putting the note in my bag and eating up. I thought I already finished eating the food already. The food was so delicious, I devoured every amazing bite. I looked at the time again. Time to go. I don't understand how someone can make eggs and bacon and toast super delicious. I mean, it's just a few simple ingredients. Like, what are you putting in that stuff? What are you putting? Like I don't know. I don't get it. Like, really, like, spicy or something. I don't know. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. In the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still need to look decent. Same here. That's everyone's problem. Before I could reach the handle of the door. What the hell is with this grammar? Why is it all bad all of a sudden? What the hell? What happened? Before I could reach the handle of the door, however, someone took my hand. Huh? I turned to see Damien, who was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face.
My name.
My name is Jeff. Your name?
My true name isn't Damien. I want you to know my real name if something were to happen.
Your real name? What's your real name? Is it... I don't know. What's your real name then? His true name? What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? I remembered reading about a demon's name for the journal I read yesterday. If you knew a demon's true name, you could summon them to you, no matter where you were or where they were. Damien gently pulled me to him and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is Ezreal.
Izurol. Izurol. Oh. Yeah, I can see why you go with Damien. That's a lot easier to... Okay. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it. Damien pulled away and stared at me, despite still carrying worry in his eyes.
If you are in any danger, call my name. I promise I'll come and help you.
I stared up at Damien, unable to say anything. I could only nod in response. Damien smiled before releasing my hand and heading into the dining room. Something told me that name would be used eventually. And right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework and the coming day. Oh god, not these assholes. We made it into the school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. I don't have a locker. I don't know why. I just don't want one. I feel like it's more of a burden than it has to be. But I always carry all my textbooks on me, which is probably... It's bad for my back, but I don't care. I'm just like, I don't want a locker. I'm independent. I don't need no locker. Also, I'm pretty I had one locker one time and I didn't know where it was, and I forgot the combination. So it's just easier for me to not have a locker. But then when it comes to oh, I want to bring this to school. Oh, I want to bring a blanket to school, but I can't because I'm going to have to carry it around all day and I don't have enough room in my bag because I already have all my textbooks in there. So it's like, oh, well, I screwed myself over. Fuck. First incident of the day. As I walked towards Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward. Ow!
Hey, are you okay?
No, I just fell.
Who did that?
My foot. The three of us looked back to see Lisette and her gaggle of girls. Lisette had a look of complete innocence while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
Why, you little... Suzu, don't!
No, do. I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lisette. Today was not the only time this had happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. I'm gonna call my incubus, and he's gonna whoop your ass! Even if she was innocent, and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lisette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Even I could fucking figure this out. God. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. I guess I'm supposed to... Glare into her soul? I'm supposed to glare into her soul. I'm gonna glare into her soul. I glared hard at Lisette, feeling wisps of air and magic run through my skin and veins. However, I stopped at what I saw. Oh. Shit. Around Lisette was a dark purple aura that seemed all too familiar. It was like demon magic, but it seemed to be tamer. I slowly rose to my feet, collecting my belongings as I continued to stare at Lisette. Something was off. Her face? Her posture? Her face? As I continued to look at her, the aura grew, forming a shadow behind Lisette with red eye-like shapes glowing from within its darkness.
Anderson, you alright?
No! I couldn't respond. I was entranced by a small hum in the air. It was distant, almost like an ethereal whisper you'd hear in horror games, but it was real. It sounded vaguely of a woman humming a tune I didn't recognize. Ooh.
Hey, are you okay?
I bet this would be creepier if I was playing in the dark at night, but I'm not. I don't want to wait for that. Let's go. We'll be late for class. I suddenly felt the need to walk away, so I did. Naomi and Suzu scrambled to catch up and follow at my new, quickened pace.
Sheesh, Anderson, you look like you saw a ghost.
I am a ghost, for your information.
Are you really okay? That fall was pretty bad. I think she saw underneath Lisette's cake face and saw the devil itself. Oh, Suzu, hush!
You're right. No, something was wrong with Lisette. It was more than just her being mean. There was something, or someone, watching over Lisette. Or they were watching me behind Lisette. What they were doing, I didn't know, but it was definitely demonic. Oh, really? Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home. But it literally said the beginning, sort of, first incident of the day, so that means there's going to be more. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text? From Dad? I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. That's kind of a surprise. This game uses the word surprise and surprisingly too much. I can't handle it. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Why wouldn't it?
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
Oh yeah, you sure got me covered. Yeah, alright. Even while I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this? Why was he going to pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot, where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. Eventually, I played the entire album with no one showing up. What the heck? Dad's never late, especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. What the? No signal error? How do I not have his signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary, feeling their hands on me. I needed it to stop.
Hey! Don't dirty up Melix's prey.
At least they're not tentacles, am I right? Or am I right? Hey! Also, what the fuck? The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down my spine, whispered into my ear,
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
"Please no." I couldn't fathom what was happening, but before I knew it, I was blindfolded and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a bus or van. The doors closed and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. "Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again." I felt numb as I was taken to a place I didn't know of. I couldn't even move my lips to scream. "Then just scream with your mouth closed." Sound zipped past my ears. First of the interior of a car, then the outside, then an echoey space with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse surrounded by devils, including Malix, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere for you.
You know, his voice kind of reminds me of Habits from the Everman Hybrid series. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, how he talks. The raspiness in his voice. It just reminds me of that. Malix walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes. So, okay.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
Okay. Nice prank, bro. Shit. Okay, I'm supposed to call for him. Israel! Izaru! Izaru! There you go. There you go. Better voice acting there. All of a sudden, a bright purple light engulfed the room, causing the devils around me to cover themselves.
What the?
Oh, yes. Someone sounds constipated. Gusts of wind rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself and standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on, but the light continued to shine brightly. As the gusts slowly started to die, the light began to fade. Revealing Damien with a blank expression, staring coldly at Malix. Damien.
I'm here, as I promised.
Yay! Malix moved his arms from in front of his face and slowly took in the new sight in front of him. Quickly, Malix's face turned to that of pure evil delight.
Out of the 5 pretty boys, you summoned the pathetic one? Fucking moron!
Oh. It sounds like someone's crushing up potato chips with the start of the sound effect. Damien stared at Malix, silent and fiercely cold. Damien began to walk towards Malix, one step at a time. One step at a time! Malix, however, brought up his gun, pointing it at Damien.
So long, pretty boy!
Oh fuck. Malix pulled the trigger and let a bullet fly straight at Damien's head. I gasped, bracing myself for the result of the shot. However, Damien kept walking. Damien didn't fly back, nor did he flinch from the shot. I couldn't see the bullet wound, but I knew there had to be one in Damien's face.
What the? Fucking die!
Fucking die! Malix began to quickly pepper shots into Damien's face, some of them passing completely through his head. Aim for other areas too, don't keep aiming for his head. There was no blood, no fire, nothing. It was as if Damien didn't really exist as he walked towards the now frightened devil.
What crap spell is this?
Why are you saying crap instead of what shit? Come on, man. As Damien finally reached Malik's, the devil jabbed Damien's head towards the ground, making Damien's body fall and slam into the concrete. As the body settled onto the ground, it slowly began to burn away in purple flames. Malik gritted his teeth.
Where are you, Damien?
In your mama. Malik scanned the room like a hungry dog hunting for its final meal. Malik's body began to glow a fiery red color in anger from the situation. The remaining devils stared, trying to figure out what to do, help Malik or watch in silence. Eris, however, walked up beside me and crossed her arms as she watched with an amused smirk on her face.
Come out!
Of the closet. The air instantly went from frantic to still in energy. What could have been described in tone. Sorry, sometimes the words are oddly spaced. In tone. In Tony. What the fuck is wrong with me? What the fuck? Sorry. Sometimes the words are spaced weirdly and it's hard to differentiate because there's a little space right there between to and me. It's tone, but it looks like two. But okay, whatever. I fucked up. Okay, that's the end of it. What could have been described in tone as the color red quickly turned into a deadly mix of purple and black as everything began to blend together all at once. All the colors of the wind. Damien's voice finally replied, however his voice seemed different.
What's wrong, Mamet? Are you afraid of me now?
Ooh. Spooky. I was suddenly afraid. Something about Damien didn't fit right with me, fit right with how I knew him. He sounded... You barely know him, girl! He sounded otherworldly. Well, yeah, he's a fucking incubus. He's a fucking incubus. His voice was dripping with an almost sadistic tone as he spoke through the air.
Afraid of a pretty boy like you. You don't even have the balls to face me head on. You're the one who's afraid.
Looking to Malik's, however, I could tell that he was off. Something about what Damien was doing was keeping Malik's in his place.
Oh, I'm not afraid of you. In fact, I know very well you're afraid of me. Now, you're screaming it in your mind.
Malik's, in a fit of insane rage, began to shoot into the air, letting the bullets fly into the ceiling.
Shut the hell up!
Damien's demonic laughter filled the room as a group of dark figures appeared around Malik's, walking toward him slowly and menacingly. God damn it. In defense, Malik's fired shots at each entity around him, causing them to fall and fade away into purple flames. However, that didn't stop more from appearing around him and closing in on him. Malik's became frantic. Was this the extent of demon power? I suddenly felt a pair of hands cover my eyes tightly, pulling me against someone's chest. I gasped, but was stopped from prying their hands off my face.
It's me. Don't look.
Damn it! Damn it! I wanted to. I listened carefully and let the last two words linger in my mind. Don't look. Why? What was being hidden from me? I wanted to know, but something told me to obey Sam's command. I could still hear Malik's screams of agony and the sound of ripping flesh. The smell of blood was covered by the harsh odor of ash and fire. Think of ash and fire, but whatever. Maybe it was better that I wasn't able to see. Yeah, maybe.
Damien, enough!
Darn it. Almost instantly after James's command, the sound stopped. The only thing anyone could hear then was the sound of dripping blood.
At least let me dispose what's left of him.
Please do so. What's left of him? What?
I'll take care of it. You've done enough, Damien. Come out.
Darn it. After a brief silence, a pair of footsteps made their way to my spot. Each step seemed to echo with a haunting, overworldly tone, almost as if a very slow and dark piano played a singular note with each step the pair of feet took. That is a very detailed example.
I will admit, you really wailed on him. You practically scared everyone out of the warehouse. It's a good thing you were hiding when you lost your glamour spell, huh?
Hmm. Oh. Glamour spell? What did he mean? Why did Damien sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
It's a spell that makes us look human.
Oh. I froze. Look human? They didn't look like humans after all? What did they look like?
Like demons.
What do demons look like? As if Matthew knew what Damien was talking about, Matthew spoke up, followed by the sound of a cork popping out of a bottle.
Well, not for much longer. Here.
I could hear the small clinking of glass being passed before hearing Damien guzzle down a liquid of some sort. The feel of the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating that everything had been returned to normal. Finally, Sam moved his hands from my eyes, allowing me to see around me once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. Malix was missing, but the blood stains left behind in his place told me that he was definitely dead regardless of his location. The boys, however, had gathered around me, all of them, including Damien, looking like nothing had happened. What just... I tried to speak, but everything zipped around in my head at the whole event, and I felt like speaking wasn't possible.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
I could only nod. What had happened boggled my mind to the point of disbelief. I was second-guessing everything, lost in a sea of what and how and when. As we walked out of the warehouse, why did I say courthouse? What the fuck? Warehouse, I looked to Damien for some form of sign that I wasn't dreaming. Damien, despite looking down at his feet, held a face of cold sadness as if he regretted what he did. It was over. Malix was gone and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
I looked to Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, that sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
No. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal, and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. I gulped, face to face with the reality of the situation. The boys were leaving it up to me. They looked like they were willing to accept whatever I had demanded. It was only fair, though, after all that had happened. I looked at Damien, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. As he knew what I wanted, Damien moved and stepped to me, staring into my eyes with almost pleading eyes. His eyes made me want to whimper in guilt, but then he spoke.
I know we've only been here for a short while, but you've done so much for us just by giving us a place to stay. However, if I may be honest, I really would like us to stay here longer. Can we?
Oh! My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boys stared at Damien wide-eyed, but I didn't dare to speak out. Damien stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, I would never see them again, and my life could return to normal. If I did decide to let them go, that would have been for the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They had done so much for me in such a small amount of time. I'm supposed to let them stay. Let them stay. I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. I merely smiled, staring at the man I had come to have feelings for, before speaking at last. I would love it if you all could stay. The boys cheered tiredly, but nonetheless enthusiastically. I giggled at the sight. It was cute to see everyone so excited, despite the tiredness that ran equally through our bodies. Today was a rough day. My home is your home, as long as you can still help with chores. The boys nodded in unison, agreeing to the terms I'd set for them. Despite the good situation, I felt myself slowly slipping into unconsciousness. However, James quickly clapped his hands together, getting everyone's attention and waking me up, making sure I didn't pass out on the floor.
All right, everyone. We're all very tired, so let's head to bed, shall we?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, sleep is actually a thing. Right.
Oh yeah, sleep is a thing.
We've had a very long day, but it will be good to just relax tonight and tomorrow.
Sleep sounds really good right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I watched a small smile grow onto Damien's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about was that I would be with him. The others quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and Damien alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as Damien walked closer to me. He was happy, and it was really cute to see him that way, so I didn't do anything but smile back.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Damien. I'm happy to have you stay here. I watched his smile brighten a bit before he cleared his throat and looked up at me with a serious face. Oh no. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself sway a bit on my feet. However, Damien's face made it clear that he wanted to say something else, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
No, it's fine. You did what you had to do. I understand. I had accepted everything that happened and knew that Damien had to do what he had to do. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further. Damien nodded before holding out a hand to me.
Come on, let's get you to bed.
I nodded before Damien gently lifted me up into his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against Damien's chest, but eventually I was slowly lowered to my bed and covered with my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes, but I was too tired to stop to strip or care. I looked to Damien, fighting a yawn from escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair.
Good night. I'll make breakfast for you in the morning.
Yay! I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. Sure, it would be hard, but I could tell that I would be able to manage it. Help around the house and being with a man whom I was slowly starting to fall for would be worth it. I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. What?
interesting creature.
Well, guys, holy crap. I didn't know I was recording for so long. Holy shit, I got really into that. Wow, 40 minutes, almost an hour. Holy shit. Oh, well, I'm gonna end it here. Obviously. If you enjoyed this really super fucking long episode of Seduce Me via Otome, leave a like down below. Leave a comment down below. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't. Ring that notification bell. And remember, holy fuck, that was a long episode. Bye-bye! Oh, wait. I didn't do my outro right. Remember, die safely. That was a long episode. But anyways, bye-bye! There we go. Fuck. Shit.